Tune in.
You are now tuned into
to the realest show on YouTube.
Don't believe anybody who says they have, including me, until you have the experience. Now you say, well, Papa, I love you, I want to trust you. Thank you. But don't bet on it, only on the things I confirmed for you. Now you may say, well, man, since 1970 you've been teaching us and predicting events and all of them happen. So more than likely, the next thing you say is going to happen. Fine. That's your own conviction. I am not going to tell you to believe in flying saucers if you haven't seen it. Who here has seen a flying saucer with their own eyes? See, some of us have. Some of y'all haven't. So we sound crazy to you. And you sound crazy to us for not believing it. With all of the stacked up evidence that the government shows you on television. They call it classified. The government created a whole called Project Blue Book and put $1 billion in it. There's a whole boom Air Force base that nobody can go into. Well, they're over there testing, no, they already got the dough. They're gonna test something they already used on the people in Iraq. What are they doing with it now? Oh, the Roswell, that was just some dummies in a weather balloon. And it goes on, and millions of people all over the world are being abducted. And they all are saying the exact same thing and describing the exact same people, whether it's in Hindi or Arabic or Spanish or French or Italian or German, whatever language they're speaking, they say the same thing. They say little men. I think they're men, and they had no apparent sexual organs. With big heads. Some grayish or brownish in complexion, with large eyes and little slits. Some had 5 fingers, some had 4. Some had 3, some had like claws, which means there's some type of mutation or evolution or gravitation or genetic experiment going on amongst them also. But millions of people all over the world, not just crazy people, scientists, doctors, reverends, policemen, what else? Military presidents, Carter, our Georgia boy, confirmed he saw a UFO. And so did Reagan, and so did Kennedy, and so did Truman, and so did your boy Elvis Presley, and so did Jimi Hendrix, and so did Marvin Gaye. There's a whole book of all the stars that saw them. You listen to their music and cry with them and make love to them, but when they say, I believe in the UFO, oh, you crazy there. Marvin Gaye said, what's going on? Save the children, I love that. I believe in the UFO, whoop, the boy crazy. What are the chances of people all over the world speaking a different language who've never come in contact with each other, having the same experience? What is the chance? All these people got together and conspired. Why is the question? Why? What would be the reason? Why would a guy in Germany and a guy in Mexico have the exact same story? The exact same story. Why? How? In Puerto Rico, Chupacabra. How? And all these people everybody in Puerto Rico is crazy, right? Farmers, villages who have no interest in the public or the media say, yeah, I saw one run by. A bloodsucker, they call it. But y'all who haven't had the experience, look at us, call us crazy. We wonder why you haven't had the experience. Let me see them hands again. The ones who have had the experience, some type of UFO or phenomenon. I'm saying, quite a few of us have. And it's frightening. Because when I was a little kid, my sister's probably standing right now somewhere. She'll tell you, when I was a little kid, I used to disappear for weeks. That's what's in my back there. Is that true? What did y'all used to do? Tell the truth. Give her a mic so she can tell them. Keep the hell out of it.
All right, welcome back to the feed. And the brother is breaking it down today. If you're just coming on and hit that like button, y'all know what we doing, right? You heard what he said, right? A lot of celebrities have seen UFOs. They have lists of who's seen them. They are keeping very, very close watch on who sees this information. God's whoop.
What the hell? Hey, she's going to be a witness. What would y'all do?
When you came back, you were thinking.
A spanking, they call it.
Okay, when you get to
Yeah, what would you do if you seen one?
you know what happened to when you come back, you would have like maybe nosebleeds and stuff like that. And you, as a kid then saying that he was a couple. So he was like, yeah, right. And he was killed. And he
I'll tell you one thing. We are flying over Vegas right now. The sky looks black. This is real time right here. We gonna see exactly if we see anything spotted in the air while we cruising in this drone. Right now, we parked about 400 feet above sea level. Watch this.
It's real. And those of us who had the real experiences and suffered the traumas of it all our lives, it ain't no joke about it. Y'all people here doesn't say, well, I wish somebody would abduct me. They do two things. They abduct and they're abducted.
Now, the crazy part is 30 years ago, guys. This is a 30-year ago lecture right here. And notice that they're talking about the Greys. They're talking about the reptilians. They're talking about all the unidentified flying objects that have been flying around Earth prior to this lecture. But check it out. Let's continue.
These women that say they took me on a ship and they saw that I was so attractive that they wanted to have my baby, so they did it to me. Right? Then there's other people say they took me up there, they experimented on me, they were sticking tubes in my head and stuff, and then I don't know what happened after that. There's other people say they sat me down and told me I'm special, and they're gonna take me off to heaven with them. What are some of the other ones? Anybody got any of them? They said to inform the world that you human beings are messing up and you better turn around and change things before it's too late.
Now, that's crazy how he brung that one up, because that's exactly what they're saying right now while they're being abducted. Right now in all the latest videos. Thank God for this internet. Because guess what? If you thank the devil for it, you're going to be using it in a way you ain't supposed to be using it. But we're going to use it in a way we supposed to use it, so thank God. And guess what? We going to break it down.
What else? Anybody else?
People come back with metallic objects.
Say that again, brother?
People come back with metallic like objects all over their
I have one of those over here. That's right. That's where the blood came from. Huh?
Showing signs of the future.
They sometimes project a screen for you to see, like they do me, and I can foresee things going to come in hundreds of years, and I come tell y'all, and then they come back, come to pass. And then y'all still say, it's crazy. Who else? Do you know how many of them are walking on the planet Earth as human beings? Passing themselves.
That's a fact. Let me tell y'all something. You got a lot of YouTubers out here that are straight up reptilians. God's whoop. Look at their face. Look at their nose. Look at their physical features. Listen to the way they talk. Listen to the way they try to put down God. Listen to how they talk about all the sinful shit that they done been through. Now, we all know you ain't supposed to be regurgitating your sins. You know what I'm saying? But just check out these black devils out here on YouTube on the stupid shit that comes out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? They done totally forgot about God. They don't believe in UFOs, but they know where the liquor store is at. They know how to fuck the pussy. They know how to be a devil. It's a first nature. Black man, you have become a black devil. And when I look at you guys, it look like you having fun being a black devil. Yeah. You dudes is enjoying yourself. Feel good to be negative? Feel good to spew out all that bullshit? Let me tell you something, man. Half of you YouTubers, you have a sour tongue. And guess what? That's where all your sin lies. All your sin lies in your sour tongue. And guess what? Keep it up. They gonna pay you a visit.
Mixing into the society of man, not only good ones. They want to use humans for food, some of them. Don't feel bad, chickens feel that way about you.
That's a good point. That's a good point because a lot of these extraterrestrial beings, they definitely want the nutrients that's in your blood. Where do you think we get these movies from about vampires? Where do you think we get these movies from about daywalkers? I know a lot of you guys are too scared to listen to my content. God. You too scared to hear the truth. You too scared to know that aliens exist. So what do? You stay here on YouTube and think it's all a game.
Finish him.
You think it's all a game, don't you?
You just another part of the chain of life. You sit down and eat a curry goat. How you think goats feel? You got them locked in your yard inside a gate. Raise them to kill them, to cut them, to eat them.
And then the funny thing is when they slaughter them, they don't even slaughter them in a halal way. Halal means permissible. Haram means forbidden.
Fatality.
Y'all get abducted and some extraterrestrials put you somewhere and raise y'all to cut you, to eat you. Maybe they don't curry you or barbecue. They might got some other term they use. You feel like that ain't right. Almost everybody on television says the same thing. It ain't right. You can't just shoot. You just can't do that to people. Isn't that what they say? That's not right. They just came in my bedroom and took me out and just did things to me. Some people like this. Some people hate it.
That's crazy how they was talking about chupacabra 30 years ago when some people just got wind of the chupacabra in the States. Now, most people in other states, they knew about these little small reptilian beings because they got all types of different species, gang. All types of species.
But it is happening. There could be entities that are messing with you. They do have disembodied beings that do have the power to affect things on your side.
Okay, now that we know
Finish him.
that evil is real. Evil's real. And let me tell you something. They have sent workers to YouTube to corrupt us. They have sent spies to spy on us. Yeah. Just look at the characteristics, the way these humans are acting on the platform.
Shove people downstairs, scratch people up. There are a lot of dead people that did not make it to the other side. And they're roaming. People down Georgia here that were hung.
Now that's crazy because we always talk about that. Like, y'all remember the movie Ghost, right? In the movie Ghost, spirits was getting trapped in between worlds, in between the physical and in between the spiritual. And it makes sense that when you're in denial, let me give you something. When most people are in denial, right? They're going to be in denial all the way to the day of judgment. When they are questioned about their wrongdoings, right? They're not going to admit it. They're going to have such an ego, such an attitude, such a cockiness about them. You know those type of people right now that got money and they just mad cocky with it, not humble with it. I know you know the type. I got a few cousins like that became millionaires and they think they bigger than the program. I got a few friends that's rich and they think that their money is gonna buy them a spot into heaven.
Finish him.
Out there housing some of our grandfathers, our folks in Wilton. That was, I mean, young people too young. Anybody here over 35 or 40 that's from the South knows what I'm talking about. Where crackers came and grabbed them out their houses at night and hung, castrated, burned their relatives right in front of everybody in the family. And nobody could do nothing. The trauma of that kind of death makes it impossible for the spirit to get to the other side.
Wow. 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 I just was explaining that and I didn't explain it in those words, but that's so true. It's like the trauma from what this life has stricken you with. If you die before your time, you won't rest in peace. Think about it. Think about if you was in love with your, like infatuated with your wife, you know what I mean? And you thought she was cheating on you and then you happen to die in a car accident. You're not going to go to the light. You're not going to ascend to the next realm. You know why? Because your ego, right, is going to keep you barriered. It's going to keep you restricted. You want to know who she's fucking. Or vice versa, they killed your son. You want to know who killed your son. And think about it. As a spirit, that's the only way you're going to be able to see some shit. Because spirits can see through walls. Spirits can see through doors. You see this whole city we looking at? Look at my drone above this city right now in Vegas. This was on vacation. Check it out. Look at all these windows that you see lights in. It's so much shit going on. Possessions, neglections, blasphemous behavior. This is the city of sin, guys. Guys, look at the city of sin at night. I don't know if some of you dudes been to Las Vegas, but it's definitely the city of sin. And I don't understand how people want to live in the city of sin. Why would you want to get married in the city of sin?
Can't make a smooth transition. They become in-embodied souls trapped on this side. And
in-embodied souls trapped on this side. Those are the same disembodied spirits that's trapped, which is equivalent to readings. You know what I'm saying? When you start dealing with all those magicians and all those psychics, these are the ones they are in cahoots with. They're in cahoots with damned souls.
You know when they dug up Medgar Evers' body? Remember his wife had it dug up? It was totally preserved. As if it never had been embalmed. Did y'all know that? Don't trust, you know me, don't believe me. Go check that out. You get made. When they dug up his body after that many years, his body was perfectly preserved.
Now that's crazy. I ain't never heard of that. Now, to all you dudes out there that's smoking embalming fluid in 2024, you need to be ashamed of yourself.
Fatality.
How could you think that that's going to give you power? Yeah, I had a couple of friends that was strung out on embalming fluid. This is what they use to tranquilize elephants. This is what they use to embalminate bodies that's dead, to try to preserve them, right? So that they won't decompose. But they want to use this drug and put it in their bodies.
Will. He did not want to perish until the case solved. And they exhumed his body and they solved the case. You understand? And I bet you his body will start to wither now.
That's crazy. So he said somebody that was a victim of a case, maybe they was wrongfully killed, and his body didn't decompose after years because they didn't solve the case. He didn't want to release his body. I don't know how this works. I'm just going off of what he said. But it sounds kind of crazy, but it doesn't sound that far-fetched.
That's the power of God in you. Not of God, you as God can make that happen. Can you imagine that? Every pharaoh wish they knew his secret. A hell of a lot. Anybody else want to talk about it?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe.
You have a hole in your ear?
Yes.
Both of them or one?
On the right.
On the right ear? Okay, go ahead.
It's like I'm afraid because I
Don't be afraid.
I don't want to go to the doctor.
Don't be afraid. The doctor can't tell you nothing. Everything in your ear is alignment. People with holes in their ear, over here, some have one, some have two. Those are people that are going, I'm trying to give another word for it. I can't think of anything else other than the word counselor. When the elders come, when God comes, right, and the voice of God is spoken, it's going to be in sound, not in language. And these people who are being aligned are going to be the ones to tell people where to go.
That's crazy. So you got all these people waiting for the coming and the return of God and things of that nature, right? So when he comes, most people that speak English who went to college in the United States of America and English is their primary language, right? How are you going to decipher the language of God? How? Somebody tell me that. Somebody tell me, how is this language going to be deciphered from someone who doesn't study God? Who doesn't study the songs, the rhythm, the frequencies? That sounds like a person that's living on an animalistic nature to me.
People, and they will be said, they'll hear voices in their head. Now, some people hear voices in their head now and end up in the nut house.
Now, 30 years ago, we call it PTSD now. We call it schizophrenia now. We call it anxiety. We call it depression now. But this was 30 years ago. The brother was speaking about this. Now, I'm not going to hate on the dude. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the personal things that have followed him and trailed him in this physical realm. But one thing for a fact, two things for certain: right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding cannot be tampered with at all.
But the reality of that is that it's a fact that people can hear voices in their head. You understand my point?
Right.
The fact that doctors will put people in the hospital and put them on certain types of medication,
right,
because doctors have come to the conclusion that yes, certain people do hear voices in their heads.
Now, I'm going to contest to that. I've been suffering from depression, schizophrenia, a whole bunch of other different diagnoses that they have diagnosed me with, right? Now, I never took the medication. I took it once to see what it felt like, and boy, oh boy.
Fatality.
They was trying to kill me. They was trying to kill me, gang. My little body can't take that type of medication they give you. That medication is to subdue you. You know what I mean? It makes you move like you're soulless. You can't think, you can't drive, you can't make content, you can't rap. Let me tell you something. If anybody's on that medication, they're trying to kill you. And let me tell you something. It's so true. This is 30 years ago. And people don't understand. When you have these type of medical dysfunctions, you're just being attacked by negative energy. You're being attacked by jinns. And it takes some time for that jinn to attack your body to actually break it down. That joint don't happen overnight. That don't happen overnight. So people that got cancer, you see all these big movie stars that's now suffering from Alzheimer's disease, like Michael J. Fox, and all these people that's losing their minds. They halfway through their life, gang. They only 55 years old, 60 years old. They was more successful than you, but now at that age, you're the successor and they are the biggest of losers. Think about it. Think about it. We're outliving our parents. Let me tell you something, man. God only gives you what you can handle. Most of these movie stars that was given this fame, this fortune, they can't handle it. Look at Vegas. Many have came. Many have died. Many haven't even left. This is the city of sin, guys. This is the city where sin is going on at a rapid rate. Sin is the leading factor in the city of sin. How could they call it the city of sin, but there ain't no sin going on? How could they call this the city of sin, but look, it looks so nice. Look, this is hell, guys. This is hell. Look, hell got better trains than New York. Look. Look, shuttles. Better constructions. Better lighting. Look at all this light. This is the middle of the desert, guys. Look what man have built. Look at it. Look at it. A lot of people don't get to see this sight unless they're in a plane and they're landing. And you only get to see this briefly. We gonna cruise through the town. I took some time out my schedule to get this footage. Luckily, I had the return home feature on it because a couple of backdrafts almost took the drone. Yeah, backdrafts. There's wind flying in multiple directions right now, but you can't even see it. So just imagine how many spirits is flowing around that you can't see it. Imagine how much energy is floating around. You can't see it. We've been trying to keep our eye on the sky since we've been out here. And let me tell you, brace yourself when you go to Vegas.
Yes, they do. And I've went out and killed people. Well, the voices said, go kill somebody. There are beings that are descending to earth.
Let me tell you something. I truly believe that these reptilian beings, I think the first people, not even the first, but recently, the people that they have been attacking are gang members. I believe they're attacking Bloods. They're attacking Crips, Nientas, Latin Kings, any gang member, because killing is your number one ritual. In order to prove that you are a true, I mean down, sincere, 100%, ready to ride till the wheels fall off type of member to this gang, you have to commit murder. Let me tell you something. All that other shit, y'all, beating somebody up, initiation, jumping somebody in, none of that means anything until you see somebody murder somebody. When you see them murder somebody, let me tell you something, bro. That's where everything starts to set in and things start to take a toll, because the ones that seen you do the murder, right? They shook. They shook, bro. They scared of you now. They see the devil in you.
Right? In the form of human beings, not descending into human beings. They won't come into and take her body. They're not walking. They are actually people that are here on earth like heads of record companies, heads of the movies, controlling the lives of many people. I'm not going to say Michael Jackson because everybody wants me to say Michael Jackson.
Wow. Now, you heard what he just said, right? Most of these high-powered extraterrestrial entities are actually cloaking in low places, but in high places. They're in low places, but they're in high places. They are running record labels. They are running cities. They are running corporations, businesses, and they're even running apps. Yeah. They running YouTube. We got a whole race of beings that's not from this world that are running YouTube. How do you know? Look around. Look around. Look at all the negativity that's being spewed out. Look at the niche, how the niche operates. The niche operates on attention. The niche operates on attention to regain more retention. Think about it. That's why when you hit the like button, it pushes out that video more. This is why if you're liking negative videos, you have become a part of the problem.
Finish him.
Yeah. You running around here hitting that like button without no sense of awareness, right? And now you have become a part of the problem by default. I think I just seen a UFO pass the top of the screen. That was too many lights. Keep your eyes open, man, on this footage, man. Every time I look back at it, I see something that I didn't see before. That's a fact.
I ain't talking about, but there are people that are in power like Bill Gates, right? Who's controlling. When he held back, how many people in his computers? The other day when he held back Windows 90 what? Everybody went, what? You was like affected emotionally. How dare them hold back Windows 98? I need that. What? Didn't you have an emotional effect? You was like waiting to go to the store. Car, got the gas, the key. We're going out to the video store and get this 98. And that would have been the rest of your day. Putting it in, storing it, and then held it back. So wait a minute, we're not sure.
That's a fact. I remember Windows 98. I remember back in 1998 when they was playing games and they didn't want to release it as on time like they were supposed to release it. And this was when, you know, computers was just popping up. Everybody wasn't into it yet. Everybody didn't understand updates, apps. Wasn't that many apps out at that time. Not the ones that we use today on a regular basis. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. And this was being spoken about almost 30 years ago.
Just long enough to frustrate everybody, then Bill Gates said, okay, it's going out. What's the point?
Right.
Control.
Mind control.
I can point out some of them. The guy comes on television all the time. He teaches all the stars about how to make money and all that.
And that's what's going on YouTube, gang. It's a lot of mind control going on out here. And let me tell you something. I'm seeing minds being controlled and they don't even know it. They don't even know it. Mind control is going on right before our eyes. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. And I'm trying to not take no parts of it. Even though you still take a part of it by default. But it's like if no one's half the battle. If you stay on point and think about what you're doing, maybe you would save yourself from the hellfire.
Like you can see he's a Venari. About almost 7 feet tall. He's a the whole lot of There's so many of them out there now, and they are controlling the lives. L. Ron Hubbard.
Wow. He mentioned L. Ron Hubbard. Scientology. That's what they call it now. It wasn't even out yet. Scientology wasn't even out yet. And Scientology, let me tell you something. These motherfuckers got enough money where they already going to other planets, bro. They already leaving the atmosphere, bro. They already leaving the atmosphere. And that's what makes it so crazy. So it's like every technology that they release and you see it being released in an abundance, it's 6 times fold already. It's 6 times fold. All these cell phones and stuff that you seeing right now, man, they got the see-through cell phone. You know, the see-through piece of plexiglass, like in the movies, where it's just a see-through piece of plexiglass and you can just look into it like a TV and all that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a cell phone. Look at the cell phones now. They do more than call. You can watch TV on a cell phone. You can go live on a cell phone. You can post on a cell phone. You can communicate around the globe on a cell phone in real time right now. Man, it gets crazy.
These are organizations, the Scientology movement. These are groups of extraterrestrials from the Pleiades or Aldebaran or Ashtar Command that is incarnated here and are steering people down a certain direction. And
Whoa. So he just confirmed that the Scientologist people and other people that's in high places are from the Aldebaran star constellation, the Pleiades star constellation. These are reptilians. These are different groups of beings from all over the Milky Way, the galaxy, the multiverse. And they have hidden themselves in high places amongst the people. Some have even been appointed jobs to hide themselves amongst the low places of the people. The low places, like YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. All the narratives of these apps are being controlled by these people in question.
he's a Venari. About almost 7 feet tall. He's a
7 feet tall.
There's so many of them out there now, and they are controlling the lives. L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah, control Dianetics. These are organizations. The Scientology movement. These are groups of extraterrestrials from the Pleiades or Aldebaran or Ashtar Command that is incarnated here and are steering people down a certain direction. And they become extremely known. Yes, brother.
Wow. That's a fact. The Ashtar Command. Now, like he said, man, don't believe nothing that I'm saying. You know what I mean? You got to go research everything for yourself. I'm just the messenger. I'm trying to bring you the message. Salute to the truth, lady. I see you. Listen, gang. This is serious business. Some people is paying attention, saving their soul. Some people is playing games on YouTube and fucking their souls off for views. You're not even getting 1 million views. You're not even getting 100 million views. You're not even getting 1 billion views. French Montana has 1 billion views on one video. You ever seen a B behind it? Because I know some of you dudes are striving to see the M. Dudes is past the M already. They looking for the B. 1 billion views on a French Montana video. Y'all go check it out. These numbers is running up. These numbers, you think because you got 10,000, 11, 20,000 views, you think you saying something? You are way down the food chain. We need a real viral moment. And the only way we're going to get a real viral moment is if we wake up the planet and we do what we supposed to do. For real, man. Hit that like button on the way in if you learned something. Hit that like button on the way out if you learned something. Share this video right now, you know what I'm saying, to somebody that needs to learn and wake up. Because nothing comes to somebody that's sleeping but a nightmare. Take us out.
All that talk, I don't need your pity.